Live from Indianapolis, Indiana. Welcome to the Crossroads Sports Radio Show, presented by Scott K. Nichols and State Farm Insurance. And now, here's your hosts, Brandon Reef and Jonathan Birdsong.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Crossroads Sports Radio, episode number 262. I'm your host, Brandon Reef. Jonathan Birdsong, my co-host, will be joining us momentarily, and we are back. We are back after a 2-week layoff. A lot of things going on. New location. Got the new office all set up, so we're going to be seeing that. That's greatness there. We've got a lot to talk about this evening. We've got last we were with you guys, I believe it was NBA free agency back when that was starting. NBA free agency was getting ready to start. We had some news and notes with the Pacers, but we've got a lot of stuff. The NFL season is getting ready to start here momentarily. We'll be talking NFL and more. We also got the running backs. Man, the running backs are not too happy in the NFL right now. So we'll be talking a little NFL running back action as well. We'll be talking the Open, the British Open that started today. We'll talk that. College football as well. We are very, very close by. But my main man, Jonathan Birdsong, JB, we are back.
Dude, it feels like it's like 2 months. If we haven't podcast, it's only been like 2 weeks, man. But like, no, man, yeah. It's good to be back. Good to be back on. Am I coming in clear? I got me some new little sounds, man. Hopefully I'm coming in clear.
Yeah, you are coming in clear. We are live on Blog Talk Radio. We also are live on YouTube, on the Crossroads Sports page on YouTube, and as well as Facebook Live Crossroads Sports page and my own personal page as well tonight. JB, I got the new office digs in order right now. Probably one of my favorite posters I have up. That will be in the live stream now. One of my favorite posters of all time. I think it was back in 1995 or 94 or so. I was our county fair that was always in July. They would always have a basketball thing where you can shoot baskets. You make 2, you get a poster to take home. I took home poster after poster after frame poster, year after year after year.
Mm-hmm.
And my most favorite one is right here on the wall right behind me. I've got USA Basketball, America's team, the original dream team, John. The original dream team, Leitner, Ewing, Pippen, Robinson, Clyde, Magic, Bird, Mullins, Jordans, all of them on the wall. I also had I had 2 more I was going to hang up, but I didn't like the area I had them. So, but I have the Dream Team 2 from 94 with Shaq and Reggie's on there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And I also have the Dream Team 3 posters. I have the 1, 2, and 3 posters of Dream Team. Dream Team 3 has Penny Hardaway on there and some other names as well. So, and Reggie was on that one as well. So, but this starters thing, it's framed. America's Team USA, awesome. So, John.
Brandon Reed.
Yeah.
You ain't a real, I'm going to say basketball fan if you don't have a little piece of a poster or a basketball court or the great team. I'm just letting you know. That is the iconic picture right there.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah. You see that thing? I think it's sharp. That made it.
Dude, I got me a ball card. Yeah, I got me a ball card here, man. I keep that in like cellophane and everything else, man, so the air don't touch me. So I already know about the legal thing.
Nice. Up above, you can see the Ball State football helmets up there. We talked about where that sucker was going to go.
Oh, so God.
It's up there.
Oh, God. Let me tell y'all, people. Oh, my God. You have to listen to episode 2 episodes ago.
Yeah.
Brandon Reed won this tag on football helmet. Shout out to Ball State. Shout out to Mike Kostek and the Ball State golf team as well.
Yeah. So, John, last time we were on the show, we were talking.
Man.
NBA draft happened. NBA free agency was going to be the next thing that was going to be big.
Yeah.
And let's talk locally first here. Indiana Pacers. the Pacers, they're still looking for that four, that power four. The free agents, it kind of dried up with Jeremy Grant and Cam Johnson, all them. It kind of dried up, so they're still looking for a trade. Pascal Siakam's been mentioned in a trade. But the Pacers may be interested, but the Raptors want a lot from it. Bruce Brown, the Pacers go out and get Bruce Brown from Denver. It was a key figure there, basically, for them in that postseason run. $20 million a year, or no, it was what was it? It was like about $20 million a year for this guy, 2-year deal. I know you got to spend the money, but that signing, we'll see what kind of thing he adds to the program. You really need to get somebody that's, I feel like, at that power four. And then they go out and spend $260 million on the franchise guy, Tyrese Halliburton, $260 million. It's time for him to hit that next gear, as I kind of texted you once we saw it coming.
Yeah, and we've seen that, and we found some things, learned some things from the players that they have in summer league. Nembhard, it was a real short step inside of Nembhard in the summer league. You saw the very flashy Jarris Walker, right? We saw what he's very very capable of, but both those players are still very young. Nembhard's probably gonna get an even more expanded role now. So I can see where the Pacers are trading. They're going to talk about trading because there's going to be a real big log jam at the guard spot. I'm not saying point guard, shooting guard, because Nembhard and some of the other players and the new Pacers just play fast. You know what I'm saying? Everybody kind of can play, whether that's Buddy Hield or T.J. McConnell. But like the bench is going to get kind of clogged. Like where's playing time going to be met at? They made a trade with the Knicks to get Obi Toppin. Again, what can you expect out of Obi Toppin? You know what I'm saying, in a small step aside? I think they're going to get the best version of Obi Toppin because he's going to be looking for a new deal.
And I like the contract, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but they're what you're saying is that they are really trying to solidify a starter. They think the Walker kid's probably going to be, you know what I'm saying, still a work in progress.
Yep.
To be honest with you, even though he did flash, he flashed very well. But you know what I'm saying, you're talking about a kid who's played maybe, you know what I'm saying, he jumped from high school to play college basketball. Now you're talking about him to play 80 games. You expect a kid to play. He played 25 games, maybe 30 games, 33 games if he threw the tournament. You know what I'm saying, down in Houston, Fort Houston. So again, they're looking for, and they have some flexibility. With the assets they retained as the second round draft picks, and they, like I said, in some of the other contracts they have. So I think, Brandon, that the Pacers are going to be somehow grouped into this big move but like here's what I'll say, Brandon. And I know we're exclusively kind of talking about Pacers and their movement, but I think they're going to be a part of the big trade when the map of the NBA kind of gets reshaped. I thought it was just, at one point I thought it was going to be Damian Lillard, and now as we've been going for like the past 2 weeks, man, I don't think it's going to be Damian Lillard. You know what I'm saying? The fans of Philadelphia cannot be happy at all with their offseason. Yeah, they got Nick Nurse, but that was 3.5 weeks ago. And how
you still have a guy that makes a ton of money, James Harden.
You got James Harden who's unhappy, and now you have like Joel Embiid, who you tanked and gave up picks and like, this is your guy. And now he's talking about, well, maybe I'm here, maybe I'm not there. So, and we all know Damian Lillard, the saga that is happening in, you know what I'm saying, in Portland. But so again, I think the Pacers are going to be one of the teams that kind of get. How can I forget the hot mess that is Damian Lillard? You know, potentially as a piece that might get moved. So I think the Pacers are going to be patient. As Portland is going to be patient, as we all know, Daryl Morey and Philadelphia is going to be patient as well. But like, there's probably going to be don't wake up, you know what I'm saying, when the NBA kind of comes back after Labor Day or so and says, hey, you know, the Pacers have moved XYZ MLP player for, you know what I'm saying, for that to solidify that power forward position for sure. But don't be surprised if it happens.
Okay. We're going to take, we have a couple callers on there. One of our guys, actually 2 of our guys. We'll take the first one here. Crossroads Sports Radio, who do we got?
Yeah, this is Nas, man. What's up,
Nas? How are you, man?
I'm doing well, man. Glad you boys riding and getting into the minutia of NBA off season. I'm loving it, man. This is better than a lot of podcasts I actually download. You know what I'm saying? I got a download, so this is a lot better than what they're doing. But yeah, things are bright in Indiana, brother. All you guys got to do is figure out what package you're willing to accept for TJ McConnell and my man Buddy Hield. Like, I can see those two being out the door because that Mathurin kid is really good. And you add him to Jarris Walker and, of course, Halliburton, who is a franchise-level player who loves basketball, which I think is the key component there. That dude really loves to play basketball. So that's going to be something going forward. So, yeah, I don't think you guys are in the running for any big fish, but you can get some depth or, future draft picks to build around this young core that you have. So I like what Indiana's doing. Philly, that's a whole nother story. You got a big man with chronic health problems, and you bring in Nick Nurse. What's Nick Nurse going to do, play him 38 minutes a game like he did everybody? So I have no idea what Philly is doing. I don't think anybody wants James Harden, and you're going to end up, if you do have to trade, or if you do find a trade, it's going to be for somebody else with injury risk and a bad contract. So I don't really see anything good going on in Philly right now, man. They're stuck. The only piece you got people want is Maxey, and you need to keep him. So
right.
I think they're in trouble. And as far as the Dame thing, I think Miami and Portland eventually get it done. I think Pat is bolstering their little brain trust. I think they're being a little hard-headed and trying to squeeze as much as they can out of Portland when they should just be thinking, give them the young players, give them the picks, get the deal done to make sure that it's done. Like, if they want another first, send Hero somewhere to bring back a first and just get it done. Give them all the young players they want. And the most important thing is having Dame, Bam, and Jimmy together for the next 2 years to try to win a chip. And as far as Portland, you got Scoop. It's time to move on. Dame has filled up that building for years when they really didn't deserve it. And if you do this right, you can set it up to where when you're contending, you can bring back Dame on a vet minimum as an old guy and have him shake hands and kiss babies and continue to make money off of Dame 20, 30 years from now. So to me, this is a real, precise thing that you have to do. Like, I don't think you could just walk out here with this idea of we're just going to send Dame anywhere. No, that's not going to work, man. So.
Yeah, John, what's your thoughts on that? I mean, I know you quickly went over it with I agree with Nas. I do think a deal gets done. I mean, there's no rush right now, right? I think you kind of let it play out and you give it time into September and to early October, and I think you get a deal before the season starts.
And yeah, and quite honestly, man, if they don't have a deal and you go back to Dame, like, dude, Dame, we invested X, Y, Z and a lot of capital for you to play for us. Like, man, Terry Stotts is not here anymore. And he wasn't the problem while they broke up. That just kind of ran its course. But like they probably put a team around Damian Lillard. Cannot say that they not try to put a team around him. Now, the last two seasons, I get it, man. It was kind of a youth movement, but like the day to kind of come out, I kind of lose my mind when Dame says I'm not part of the youth movement. Like, dude, that's all they drafted like the last 2 seasons is youth.
Right.
I don't know why a deal wasn't made for pick 3. Because like, man, Scoot Henderson Flash, I get it, man. He's only played, it's a small sample size because he turned the ankle, but everybody knew. You know what I'm saying? If your scouting team was thinking about anything, you knew that kid can play. And honestly, I don't know why. Like, they should be. And people call me crazy when I say he should have been number 2. But the Hornets didn't want to, rattle a cage by bringing in another ball handler for ball. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of worried about, like, dude, they can play together. Like, what would that look like? You know, so that's the new NBA. Everybody has 2 ball handlers. You know what I'm saying? In their backcourt, man. So. Like, nah, man, nobody was, or nobody was fishing for pick 3, or maybe they were trying to attach too much. They were trying to attach Nurse to just the contract, or it's something that they was, because like those deals happen. Maybe they were asking too much for pick 3. But if you wanted, Portland could have been back into it with a happy superstar and potentially, you know, a big splash, just like Phoenix did, just like, you know, who else had a big splash this year in the West? You know what I'm saying? But you see what I'm saying? They could have moved pick 3. Right. Toronto, why? I look at Toronto. Why are they holding on to OG and OB and take out the out?
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Why you let they let the other guy they let
Van Vliet.
the kid walk for Houston. Yeah, but thank you. Van Vliet walk away, and I really don't think he got overpaid in Houston, but they let him walk away, and you could have traded him at the trade deadline. I don't know what they trade Toronto's front office. Nick Nurse is gone. They have the last coach who was coach of the year is gone. You know, and I know those things got their coach or whatever. I'm like, again, like it shouldn't be that hard to trade. Take out the album. You're not spending them. You know what I'm saying? So, and I also look at Chicago. I'm going to pick on a lot of things. Like, I don't know how did Portland work their phone hard enough. That's kind of what I think. They worked their phones hard enough because everybody. I can see Steve Peterson playing in all those places. You know what I'm saying? New point guard, whether, you know what I'm saying? And then Damian Lillard could have got, they could have got a King ransom of veteran players back, and Damian Lillard, they probably would have been like 4th or 5th seated in the East. You know what I mean? But
right.
I don't know. Everything kind of remains the same. Everything, you know, kind of like they're going to get close to get to the season. Like that's when all these trades are probably going to pop off.
Okay. Naz, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Thoughts on the format and everything they've got now with this in-season tournament coming up this year?
Oh, I think it's going to be a beautiful thing. It's going to give us something to do in between the other sports because they're scheduling it off the other games. So we're basically going to just get free basketball on days when we wouldn't have a game that was really for states. And we're going to get the online memes. It's going to be the chatter of people while they're at work, while they're watching the stuff. So I just think it's going to be a beautiful thing for the NBA, a money-making venture. And it's basically stealing the European style of how they run their season, where you have, the President's Cup or whatever, how they run theirs. But, yeah, I think it's going to be really good. Now, are there going to be some ridiculous NBA players who win this cup and celebrate like they won a chip? Yes, that's going to happen, too. I hope not. And are we going to laugh at them online? Yes, that's going to happen, too. Like, dude, it's going to be a good time for all.
Hey, man, if our Pacers win this, we need to hang a banner. Hang the banner. I'm saying it already.
Oh, wow.
Hang it. Hang the banner, baby. It starts on Friday, November 3rd. Championship will be on December 9th, so it's about a month long within these games. Semifinals December 7th. All going to take place. Championships going to be at T-Mobile Center in Vegas, so they want to give that a shot there before they bring that expansion team out there to Vegas. So, but yeah, I had to chuckle, gentlemen, when I looked in and I saw the quote, randomly drawn groups of 5. There ain't no way that's randomly grouped because in the East A, where the Pacers are at, you got 4 teams out of the NBA Central and with the Sixers. So, and you look at the Lakers, they conveniently put them away from the Kings and away from the Warriors. They got them with Phoenix, which, John, you know how I feel about Phoenix. And the trouble there. Let me ask you this, Naz. What's your thoughts with Golden State trading Jordan Poole, and they got Chris Paul now to bring in there? If Chris Paul tries to pump his chest out for that veteran leadership, he better watch it. Draymond may throw him a right hook like Jordan Poole.
Well, I mean, that's to be expected, though, because Chris Paul is one of those human beings who can walk in a room and a lot of people in that room hate him and have no problem being himself, as we've seen the low blows over the years and the other dirty tactics. So that's nothing new to Chris Paul. Tension is not going to bother him. I think him and Draymond eventually become good friends and end up being the locker room scolds almost to the level of Brian McCann to make all the young players hate both of them.
Can he be the guy?
I think they're both going to do a good job.
Can he be the guy just to step back and not be his team? Can he be that guy? Or does he have to be the leader?
Yeah, he has to at this point. The humble pie is there. He's going to have to eat it. But think about it. Chris running that second team with kids like Kuminga, who he'll be throwing lobs to, and he can really tell people what to do and point fingers and all that stuff that he loves to do. Like I think he's going to enjoy running that second unit because I mean his days as a 1A guy, those are over. Those are long gone. But to be out there in Golden State with those guys, yeah, I think Chris Paul would get along fine with them. Like, do I think they're a contender? No, I think they still need another piece. But you should get a full season of Wiggins. Like, we don't know what happened last year, so you get him back. Clay is probably the bigger question than Draymond or CP3 because I don't think that's going to get better.
Yeah, I was going to tell John, I have a feeling one of my hot takes for this year is if not this year or next, but by next year at least, I think Klay Thompson's traded. I do. I think Dunleavy's going to come in. Dunleavy will trade him. He don't care.
It would be a smart move. You can't pay that guy $41 million a year. And I think it goes up to 51 after this. Like you can't do that.
Yeah, his contract goes crazy.
Great player that he was. Yeah. This is because of the injury. It's not
right.
No other reason. But
well, he took a step back. I felt like personally last year.
It's a possibility. I mean, I don't see it, but it's a possibility maybe he retires. Says that this is his time. You know what I'm saying? Klay Thompson he was born from an NBA family, man. So I'm not saying money ain't nothing, money ain't a thing, like Jermaine free, but it could be like, who wants to go through another possible, like, I know he don't want to go through another injury. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Could not possibly want to go through another injury, man. So maybe they go all guns a-blazing, man, and they try to win this year. And, you kind of let things remain determined because, like you said, Steph Curry's contract, gets another raise. And, they just free up with Draymond. And they still have they got another $100 million in Wiggins contract on the team, man. And then you'll have to take a hard look. Well, the good thing is, so, like, let's say they get to the championship. I'm not going to say they're going to win. Let's say they get to the championship, man. That might have, after that shakeout, that might be kind of determine things. But, like, you're right. It's not going to get better. He is a little bit a shadow of himself. If he can get something resembling anything that looked like, you know what I'm saying? Even 2 years ago when he had a good series or so. But I like the move. I kind of worry about the egos just a little bit. Like during midseason, Draymond is man, but he's big dominant over the organization. Obviously, man, they believe in him. Hell, he gets to do and say whatever.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I kind of worry about the egos. Kind of going. I think when you talk about their youth, Moody is still on this team as well, man. The second unit should. I kind of thought the second unit should have stepped up this year. I was kind of disappointed in them, and even because Wiggins was there now, the personal issues and whatnot. So, but like I kind of really thought the second unit should step up this year, and that didn't happen. So,
okay.
I'm looking for the second unit. You know what I'm saying? They ain't young kids no more. They're vets now. So,
yep.
I kind of like. I don't say like the Golden State champions, but getting to a winning championship, but getting there, representing the Western Conference, sure, why not?
Okay. Nas, anything else before we let you
go? Yeah. Just to switch topics real quick, just with football.
Yeah.
I would recommend everybody check out Dominique Foxworth today. He talked about this running back compensation issue.
Man,
and he came up with a workable solution that really made sense to me. So I just been telling people to check that out. But basically they have a allocation of money for anybody who outperforms their contract, especially for young players. And that pool of money could be extended in a way to running backs. Like you could take that idea to that position because there's no way you can pay anybody beyond their prime, and their prime is always going to be that rookie contract. So you either do that or you change the franchise tag to mean skilled players instead of playing it by position. And if you make it skilled players, that way the guys who overperform won't be slotted like their positional value, which is running back. It's kind of like the con they ran on Jimmy Graham years ago, where he was playing that move tight end position that was new, and they wanted to pay him the franchise number for tight ends at the time, which wasn't high regarded or well paid. So, yeah, so just check that out, man. That's all I would say, man.
Okay.
Thanks for letting me on, and I'm gonna hang up and listen to you guys.
Sounds good. Thanks, Nas. Have a good one, buddy.
Thank you. That's calling.
All right, John. That was our guy Nas. Real quick, we got Decon on hold. We'll bring him on in a second. John, I guess
Get him in here, man.
a programming note. Is your guy calling in tonight or not? Or is that next week or what? I never got to talk to you before the show.
Man, I haven't talked to Jetty Santiago, so if he does call, he's in the middle of shooting a video. So if he does call in later on, we'll go through it. But if not, we'll do it next week as well, man. But bring Decon in here, man.
Okay. All right.
It's one day, bro. It's SEC week.
Before we bring him on, I think it's fitting that me and you talk about the comment that I had the other day with you. When I said I can see Paul George coming back on a 1-year deal to finish his career with the Pacers.
Yeah, whatever. I'm with the Pacers talk, and I know Decon ain't necessarily a believer in Paul George coming back. But we got to get into the SEC topic. We got to get into the SEC.
Here he comes, Mr. Decon. He's back. Bring the Pepto-Bismol.
Fellas. Hey.
Oh, wow.
Speaking, I want to hit the easy topic first. I just left Nashville down there for SEC week, so it was pretty good hanging out. And then it was for work, but after work I had a little bit of fun. Anyway, so I do want to hit, of course, on my boys, right? I didn't have to take much Pepto-Bismol. I was pretty happy with how things played out. I do know we still have another move or maybe two to make before the season. We talked about that forward position, right? And that's definitely a need. But what I'll say is this. Yes, sir.
I told you the homie he should have been top 5, Brandon Miller, but it was okay that the Pacers didn't get a top 5 pick, okay?
Yeah, I like our guy. I saw the game, believe me. I told you, no need for Pepto-Bismol. No need. I like what I see, right? So, but here's what I would tell you, right? There's been a lot of chatter about Brown's 2-year contract, right? Oh, why you pay this bench player, $23 million a season almost? A couple of reasons why.
A little bit of overpay.
Well, it had to be spent. The Pacers
right,
were on the threshold last year. They can't be on there again,
right?
So the other part of this is it's a 2-year deal with a team option for the year 2. This is one of the best deals that pitchers made probably in 5 years. Because people skip.
Oh.
Obi Toppin, some of his best games was against these Pacers.
Oh, believe me, I was there. I was at Baker's Life last year when it happened. You're right. So believe me.
You got a guy who's got on a prove-it contract, not necessarily prove it to the Pacers, but he got to prove it to the NBA. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
because
exactly.
That's kind of it. Kind of broke down with the Knicks. I watched Obi Toppin because I like some of his interior rebounding.
Right.
I thought Martin Jr. from Houston would have been a little bit better fit, but you would have had to trade. They traded for Martin Jr. Clippers traded for Martin Jr. And they traded a player. Even though the Pacers traded for Obi Toppin, it was two second rounders.
Right, we got them back.
And
we got them back.
And you got back. And this team, Decon, I know y'all told me, you don't have to say you saw it. This team is putting itself in position with those vets to sneak into 6, 7, 8 contention.
Yeah.
My personal opinion.
Absolutely. And here's
because Brandon Reed, I got the text. Brandon Reed said Halliburton kids' gloves are off.
Yes, absolutely. I would agree. I would agree because we can say, well, the money shouldn't determine that. Well, yeah, it does, because you got paid like a guy that's a top 12 player in the league.
Yep.
So if that's the case, you need to perform to that level. No, the injuries, make sure you take care of your body this summer, all those things.
Right.
But what I want to talk about
I didn't say championship.
It's baby steps, man. Listen,
I said 6, 7, 8
playing last year.
You should be 6, 7, 8 for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. But Jeff, you have some opportunity, the ball bounces your way. You stay healthy, and other teams are injured. You just never know. But what they're going to have, and to your point, JB, they've got a logjam in the backcourt that has to be addressed, right? Because if you saw the summer league, I'm gonna tell you, Mr. McConnell, I don't see Mr. McConnell doing much other than standing up cheering this season. Nemhart showed last year during the season and during this abbreviated summer camp that, hey, he's ready to take that next step. You're talking about the 31st pick of last year's draft, and in my opinion, I think was a steal of that draft. I think they've got to unload some of that backcourt challenge. My challenge is, do you allow Buddy? Do you trade Buddy Hield, knowing how tight he and your best player are? That's a real thing, right? And I just don't know. That's where I'm hung up at right now. You know, yes, it's a business, but man, those guys they were going everywhere this summer league camp together, and they do a lot. You saw them on the bench. They're boys. So you got to be careful with that, right?
Well, it sounds like if you want T.J. McConnell, he's available. But like I said, the Pacers ain't gonna be no fools. You know, T.J. is a very confident. You know, he's a good player. If you start, like, I don't know why Memphis didn't call him. They don't have John Morant for like 25 games or something. T.J. McConnell, he's right in there. But the active parts might be
not gonna move it.
Right.
He's not going to move the needle to a great point, but he'll hold things down. Look at last year, right? I saw guys on one of the Pacer chat groups, but that's why I don't get on the Pacer chat. Some of these guys are just ridiculous. One guy said McConnell was the heart and soul of the Pacers.
Oh, wait a minute.
That sounds like Reggie.
Are you kidding me? When Halliburton was out, McConnell, listen, when Halliburton was out, McConnell's numbers went up and the losses kept coming. I don't want that. Yeah. I want a guy that can move the needle, that can win us, help us win the game.
Halliburton's the lead.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to the season, and I'm gonna tell you, as I talked to that other guy, that one guy who's always clowning, I told him, I said, you gotta be ready for that next move. He doesn't want Hield to be traded, but if we got that another move in us, it's gonna have to be Hield. And now that we look at the McConnell situation, Hield and McConnell and a combination of something. Because if we get that 4, JB, instead of 6, 7, 8, maybe we're looking at 5, 6, 7 as a potential. If we get that right 4. And that's my thought on that. So thoughts on that, JB, Brandon, what do you guys think? Am I off base? I think I'm on point here with a lot of this, what we've been talking about in the trade and what the Pacers did in this early offseason.
Yeah, I think I liked it. I mean, here's the thing. You got to pay the money, and I see why we paid it to Bruce Brown, because there's a minimum that you have to pay on your salary. So I'm okay with the price. It's a light contract, 2 years, and with a team option, I'm fine with that. You're kicking the tires on Obi Toppin to see what he's got left. Anything for I believe it was a lottery pick, so you're taking chances on a lottery pick.
Yeah, no, he was number 8. He was number 8. In 2019, out of Dayton, right? I think it was Dayton.
Yeah, yep.
I think he was the player of the year in that conference. Yeah.
So I'm fine with that as well. And then, and it still sounds like we're looking for that power 4 to be the starter. Yeah. Even with Jerace in there, it's going to take some time for him. So if we have the talent to make a move, I think Pritchard and then make a move. And right now, I honestly think a lot of places are just kind of waiting to see what happens with James Harden and what happens with the Dame Lillard. I think once those 2 dominoes fall, then we'll start to see the Pacers move, because they end up they may be a third team in one of these 2 trades possibly.
I think it'll be a third team in both trades. I think it's going to be 3 teams in both, because those contracts are so not just complex, but the money, right? And the what they want to get back in return. And I wouldn't be surprised if the Pacers are players in one of those deals. Sort of like that Cleveland Pacers, the New Jersey Nets deal a couple of years ago that got us the pick with Karis LeVert. So I wouldn't be surprised if something like that happened, right? I look forward to it, though. I'm on it, man. And just hopefully, I'm ready for the season, the schedule to come out too.
Yeah, plus the Pacers got some guys, like I said, in the summer league. The Isaiah Wall kid, I think he can play either guard position. It's going to be a little bit of a struggle for him to play point guard because he's used to being a shooter. But no, man, the future's bright for the Pacers, man. I do believe it is. And like I said, they got to be thinking playoffs next year.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's not thinking. You got to what they've done so far, and that next move is going to be made. I don't think there's any doubt another move is going to be made, and that's going to put them in a position. I also like the free agent pickup from the big man from Kentucky. I was surprised he didn't get drafted late in the second round.
Yep.
But I think here's the problem or the challenge. He's 27, right? So that's in part why the draft situation. But I think he's the guy who, remember the African dude that played on Toronto when they were going up against the Pacers, and I forget his name, couldn't shoot free throws, but he'd give him about 15 to 18 hard minutes.
Big Mac,
yeah.
God.
That's a little bit who he reminds me of.
Oh my goodness.
But he's thicker.
He's a space heater. Yeah.
Yeah. So I like him, man. So we'll see what happens. I'm gonna definitely be engaged. With what we do coming up.
Okay.
D-Cot.
Yes, sir.
D-Cot. Don't let Brandon off the hook on that Trey Jackson Davis, man. You know what I'm saying? Golden State.
Listen. You know what?
Don't let Brandon off the hook.
Listen, Brandon speaks with emotion when it comes to Indiana Purdue. You got to understand that, JB, and you got to take it with a grain of salt. I understand he's in pain because Big 7 foot wasn't going to get drafted. I understand that. He's in pain. You got to understand.
In pain?
So when he hurts, he wants to hurt. That's my point. He wasn't going to get drafted. Your guy from Purdue wasn't going to get drafted. So that's where the pain comes from, JB. We'll give Brandon a break, man. The guy's a good dude. Just got into his home. We're going to give him a break, at least till next week anyway.
Shout out State Farm Insurance, who's helping us with our flood claim. So shout out.
Good stuff, man.
Shout out to them. So.
D-Cot, are you okay? Next topic, man. I can't wait. I'm burning, man. It's burning.
It's coming.
Burning, like a 10. Dude, it was SEC Media Week all this week.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Love
it. The Georgia folks are down there talking 3P, and I don't know how they're going to 3P. They got controversy after controversy, and the other quarterback finally he left. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I love
you
it, though,
man.
Man. They should 3P. No, 3P, man. We got to keep that energy going. You got to.
Don't let him fool you, John.
Nick is down there talking about Megan Kane. I don't know if he's talking about Duncan Hines and Betty Crocker.
Man,
they asked Nick Saban about who's gonna be the quarterback. He started talking about, you take 3 eggs and a little bit of oil and you got to just make the right cake.
Nick's not giving up anything, man. But I'm gonna tell you this, right? And I'm gonna tell you, I talked to a lot of SEC fans down there this week, man. There's a lot of hype about a lot of teams. Arkansas's got KJ and Rocket. They say that's the best duo in the SEC. Quarterback, running back duo. And I can't argue that point right now. I can't argue that point. So it's going to be very competitive, right? But, Georgia's going to be the team, man. You got to give it to Georgia. They went back to back.
Hey, man, the West Scouts told me LSU's winning the West, man. But it ain't going to be no cakewalk.
But here's what I'll tell you, right? Where I think
Daniels,
the difference is with LSU I was just going to say, the difference is Jaden Daniels, right? Because they've got a competent quarterback who's done it, right? Bama is hoping. They're hoping. And until Milrose steps up and throws guys open 25 yards down the field, there's a chance that he may be sitting there with a clipboard. And if that's the case, I'm just going to tell you, I don't see Bama winning the West if Jalen Milrose is not the quarterback, because he offers so much more, right? But the talk is, I was talking to a buddy of mine down there, and he says, man, Ty is going to probably win his job. I know that they've made the reports on it just recently, but I'm hearing Ty is engaged. He's hitting guys open. If that's the case, that's great. He wins it. But I'm just going to tell you, man, he's not electric. And with the youth they've got, you need somebody that's going to be electric, in my opinion. And I just don't think they can beat up. Well, they're at home though this year against LSU, right? They're in Bryant Denny, so that can be a difference, right? That'll be a big deal. So we'll see what happens.
I haven't. Right, and I haven't. With Tennessee going through how can you go through violation? I can't believe it. It was Wild West.
That's
and
before
Wild West of
that was back when
NIL.
Pruitt was there.
That was from Pruitt, but the thing is, none of that's going to be residual to the current team. So I think they're going to go away unscathed because what Heupel's doing down there is a good thing, man. And I look for Tennessee to challenge Georgia this year. Not to beat them necessarily, but to be a much stronger opponent when they're going to play this year. So that's my thinking when it comes
from what I kind of was hearing out of Auburn. Still another, you're grown, man. I don't think they're back. I don't think they're automatically back into.
No.
No, because he's got some players. He hasn't won any recruiting battles. He got some players, man. But this is the year for Texas A&M to put up or shut up, because guess what? Texas is coming next year, and Texas is leaving Bedlam. Can you believe that? I'm sorry, Oklahoma and Oklahoma State. Bedlam is going away, and all that's coming over, right? So this is Texas A&M year to put up or shut up. Nick Saban is on cruise control. We can talk about cake. I think LSU is they lose 2 games and win the West. Everything's fine, but if Texas A&M if they don't win this year, man, somebody's gonna get fired.
Florida's coach.
Well, here's the deal, right? That's why he brought in.
Oh yeah, Florida's gonna get fired.
Yeah, that's why he brought in this OC. The challenge with that is this, JB, is he gonna let Petrino coach the offense? Is he gonna let him? Those 2 guys are oil and water, man. So I'm just
telling you, that dude knows football, man. Just keep him away from your cheerleaders. Keep away from the cheerleaders. Keep away from
that's gonna be the test, though. That's gonna be the test. Yeah. What happens? Because if it can go south, they can wind up 6-6.
He got to beat Bama. They play Bama this year.
Yeah.
They got to beat Bama this year.
But here's the thing, though. If they hit a stumbling patch, they can go 6-6, man. It's all between the ears with those guys. And I'm telling you, I don't think that Petrino, even though he's kind of been on the out, I don't think he's coming there to be the consultant. I think he wants to be his offense, and that's why I think he brought him in. Jimbo brought him in.
Well, they got to win. They got to win this year.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, it's going to be exciting, man. People are hyped up, of course, always about the SEC, but about college football in general, man, with the NIL and the money being passed around. It's going to be it's the wild, wild west. But the last thing on that, though, I don't like Sankey going to the government begging for help now. You had an opportunity to put some guardrails in place, NIL. You didn't do it. So now you're saying, hey, please help us. No. Deal with your situations, what you got, and let the best money win.
Those are some of the smaller schools that still have a little bit of say and a little bit of money going to them. Say, hey, man, like, this is out of control. You know what I'm saying? If all the power schools have, and they do have the ability, but and I know that's anti-capitalist, what we're saying. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's that way because of kids getting paid. If these were adults 25 and over, it'd be no issue.
Well, the problem is, here's what I'm going to say, man. I think, you're absolutely right. I think this is all going to level out at some point, though. Because at some point, even though the Pac-12 is they're going to announce sometime this weekend their new broadcasting deal. I don't know if it's going to be with Tubi or Netflix or whoever the heck, but the Pac-12 is getting they got a deal. They got a deal in place.
Good old Tubi.
Well, if they go to Tubi, man, people, I think they might get some viewership, to be quite honest with you. But the ACC is that contract is kind of like rock solid. You know what I'm saying? So this thought process of like where that network money is all going to flow, it's all going to peanut butter out though too. My personal opinion. You know what I'm saying? And then some people might even get kicked out. Northwestern's not going to happen to you. Anything.
Hey, so and Brandon, you all remember we talked about this about a year ago when I said Rutgers and Nebraska need to be gone? Can you think about
They
the
might-
Big Ten brass? They're thinking to themselves, what the hell were we thinking?
Right. This is
gotta be
this is
thinking
like
that.
keeping us down. This is kind of keeping us down. So, or it might even behoove some of those teams that you say are Rutgers or Nebraska or even Colorado. Well, I don't think Colorado goes, but you know what I'm saying. One of those teams. All right, man. Our fortunes, yeah, we might be getting paid. That's about what's going to be like $40 million, $50 million annually, but we're dead last, and we're going to be dead last. So it might even behoove them to like jump over. It was just I listened to I'm a switch gears. I listened to the Big 12 because they had their media day too, and though they know they can't, they know they're gonna take a heat. They take a lump. You know what I'm saying? A big lump. When Texas leaves and Oklahoma leaves, like dude, they're thinking about basketball. They sent an invitation, well not an official invitation, but they kind of flirted. They kind of thrown it out there that basketball might be something that they kind of, you know what I'm saying, try to swing teams their way. They already got Cincinnati. I know somebody, but Cincinnati, you know, that's a million people that live in, you know, in that city. So, but like they're thinking, you know, bigger. Don't be surprised if they ever try to pull a Big Ten team. I'm not saying IU Purdue. That would take, you know, what I'm saying, they would take a lot of finance to get IU Purdue.
Right,
Don't be surprised
because you look
if
at
Big 12
sports, right?
Right. Don't be surprised if the Big 12 tries to swing for the fences. They're always talking about design. But I think they're also going to think a little bit more easy. Again, I heard UConn, and I couldn't believe my jaw, my mouth was open when I heard UConn to the Big 12.
That wouldn't surprise you though, man. If you think about it from a perspective, that wouldn't surprise you. I could see that Colorado, doing their thing. I could see something like that. Utah, maybe Boise for the football perspective. I mean, you never know. It's going to shake up, but it's going to be good to watch, man. I'm just hoping that they don't do anything with the NIL. Just let it play out. I don't think it's going to get paid. I think kids going to, man, kids are still going to get paid. Damn, the dude, damn near tries to be a running back better in college than it does to be in the pros. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that ain't going to be the kid that went to Atlanta. I feel like he had a daggone Maserati and an NIL deal, and he comes to the NFL for, you know what I'm saying, to play on rookie deal, man. So, you know, this is top of the crop for you, buddy. So, like, no, man, NIL is going to, I think it's going to peanut butter out. And like I said, we'll see. Hey, real quick, I just hit me. My guy Dennis, we talked. He's good to be on next week. We can chop up and chat, later in the week if y'all want, and he can come on and talk about some of the stuff we're talking about. He's got the okay from his boss. As long as he ain't as wild as the Mudflat Mafia. As long as he ain't wild as them dudes, man. Hey, he's a good dude, man. He's a good dude, and he's be real succinct, man. And you all can hit him with some good hard-hitting stuff, man. So that'll be good. You can promote some stuff for patients. So
all right,
good deal, man. Okay.
Sounds good, D-Con. We'll see you.
All right, fellas. Be safe, fellas.
All right. We got to bring on the other half now. Reggie, what's going on?
Uh-oh.
First of all, that guy don't know jack about sports. He don't know what he's talking about. He's talking about he don't know why they bought Nebraska and Rutgers in. They bought Rutgers in because of basketball. They bought Nebraska in because of football. That's a whole home continent of people. That guy just knows Alabama and he don't know them. They hot trash. I mean, that just let him talk for a whole hour.
That was John's fault.
That's John's fault. Nothing.
That was nothing.
You don't know nothing about sports.
Oh, my
nothing. Zero.
Man, it's good to have you back on the show, man.
Hey, man, it's good to be back, man. It's good to be back. I got to work early today. I'm taking a little break, so yeah.
Okay. How was your IBE weekend, man?
Man, it was a great weekend. I only did the free concert. And it was great seeing you down there, man. It's always good seeing you every place to go. And then I did Harper's on Sunday and had a good time shutting that down, So I had a great weekend.
Oh, man, I missed that.
Played some golf Saturday.
I heard it was big. I heard it was big. You played some golf?
It was big. Yeah. Breaking 100s and Brandon, say I can't break 100, And I hear Brandon throwing shots at me. I congratulated him on his new house and don't be upset because your pipes burst and everything.
What shot did I take?
He throws me under the bus early.
When?
He said something early in the conversation, yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
You said,
no, it was
I like to
about,
play with a
I
guy
was
that
talking about
break hard.
McConnell. You're a McConnell guy. That's why I said Reggie likes him.
No, I like McConnell. McConnell could go. I don't believe you can just let Hill go, but I like McConnell. I understand the backload that you have at guard, you know.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. Johnny don't know. The reason they didn't go for Memphis didn't go for McConnell because they picked up Derrick Rose already. So they got Derrick Rose. I guess he don't keep up with sports. All he do is a Facebook sports guy. He don't really know sports.
Damn.
You know?
Damn.
I mean, he know what he know from the Alabama. He know what he know from the Alabama rooms. He wants to hate on the coach, and I love the new Indiana Knight uniforms. I know a lot of people saying they don't like them, but I like that black helmet.
I like the helmet.
And that blue.
The shirt looks like a high school
Reg,
shirt.
I like the uniform. I'm kind of concerned, man. The Tennessee Titans just won't go away, man. DeAndre Hopkins is a.
If you think about it,
it's a piece, man.
If you think about it, the Titans is the place that wide receivers go to die at. Look at all the top wide receivers they got. I mean, they got like 4 of them, you know, and they do that there, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is true.
So, yeah, I'm not worried about that.
Okay.
I think we have to start AR and let him just go through the progress. You know, you got to shorten the playbook, so what? You know, you do that, you let him play so he can learn on the job. You have the backup guy there with the stash there just in case you get hurt or something, you know. And people are talking about our wide receiver core. I actually like the guy in Cincinnati and Pittman, and, you know, they pick up somebody else. I think actually our wide receivers, now they got somebody with an arm that can throw the ball, you know. I think the offensive line is going to play a lot better than last year. And I think that JT is going to get signed to a long contract. Well, not long, maybe a 2-year or 3-year deal. I mean, just because Shaquan Barkley and the rest of those guys didn't get shot. I think Irsay's in touch with his players. You know, he believes in paying his players. You know, and the dummy, he's going to talk about Irsay and call him a drug carrier. Irsay gets along with his players. Irsay admitted his fault and he's cleaned himself up.
I'm concerned.
Look, Elgin loves him.
I am concerned. You have to be.
Reg,
you have to be concerned with Shaq Leonard.
I'm not nervous about Shaq. I'm worried about Jonathan Taylor. I mean, you saw his tweets. He's not too happy with the old running back thing.
He's good.
You do better.
He's going to be okay. He's gonna get re-signed probably mid-season. He's gonna probably get a 2-year deal, get re-signed. Something's gonna get done. I believe that. 2 or 3-year deal. You heard it here. And did I hear y'all talking about the Pacers? The dummy talking about?
Yes.
You know, if you look at the draft, Halliburton, Nesmith, the guy from Milwaukee, Obi Toppin, and I think that's another guy. I think we got 5 of the top picks from that draft on our team. Go look it up.
Yeah, if you look at it like that, yeah.
All of them came from the same draft.
Yeah.
All of them came from the same draft. And I don't care what people say. I don't care how Miles Turner dressed. I don't care if you like men or women. Long as you give me 2010 a night, I'm perfectly fine.
I don't think we're going to get that.
Care. I don't care. I think he was close to it last year until he got hurt.
Yeah.
He was close.
I want that 2010 against
like
Embiid or against Jokic. That's what I want, the 2010 against these other guys.
He's always going to have a hard time playing against Embiid. Who don't have a hard time playing against Embiid? Who don't have a hard time playing against Joker? Hey, but we frustrated Joker and them when they were here. Didn't we win that game? Didn't we beat Denver?
I can't remember.
Or it was a close game last year?
I know it was close.
And you heard it here first. The players, the Pacers, they've already said if they don't make the playoffs, it's a bust. Season's a bust. They will make the playoffs. And they're not going to come in as the last team in the playing game. They will make the playoffs, barring no injuries. I like the roster. The kids like each other, and they get along. They like each other. And I think it's going to be a team that's going to be competing for. They all know they got to come in and compete for playing time. So they're going to be playing hard. I like the draft. I even like the 24th draft or 27th was Ben. I think he's going to be a shooter. And for some reason, he reminds me of Nehemiah a little bit.
But when you going to get that playing time, man, they're going to be playing down there at that Noblesville place, man. For real. Because, I don't know where
he didn't get a two-way contract. He's on a one-way contract. Him and Western. Yeah.
Some of these dudes gonna be mad at us though, man. It's all right.
It's all right. It'll work.
Yeah, but there's
when you hardcore, when somebody unfortunately get hurt or whatever and is out for like 2 weeks or so, and you people be thinking about last season, nah, man, that's who they're gonna call. They're gonna call one of them mad at us. So that's what Nobles do. Up officials. Come on down here, man. When you shoot some threes.
If he's not getting playing time, they may delegate him down there. But I think initially they're gonna have him playing up.
Dude, that's a lot of guards, man.
Yeah, it's a lot of guards. That's why they had to let Chris Durante go. And I like Chris Durante, but he got too many guards. I think T.J. McConnell may be gone too. To somebody that needs some guard help. I like him. You know, he's a bully coming off the bench and everything.
Off the bench,
the team up. You know, he's improved his 3-point shooting.
Right. From when he first came there, or when he played in Philadelphia, he was atrocious.
And I used to hate to see him shoot it, but the last part of the season, you can leave him open, you know.
Right.
But I like him more or less for his skill in inbound passes. He's a pest in that backcourt, you know, to me.
Yeah, he gets filled. So.
Okay.
I think things are looking up.
Sounds good, Reg.
And then look, y'all didn't even mention that UCLA, USC coming to the Big Ten. You know, buzz the SEC. Buzz the SEC. Don't nobody care about the SEC but Cox. Because, you know, he left Notre Dame to go to Alabama. You know, he's just a hater. He's just a hater of everything besides the Pacers. You know, he might as well move down there he might as well move to the place like Kentucky where they get down with their cousins or something, you know? That's all Alabama is, man.
Damn, there goes our listeners. There goes our listeners.
Damn, Calipari.
Hey, but I'm back, y'all. I miss talking to y'all, man. Y'all didn't change the show for Thursday from Wednesday?
This week we did. I had a scheduled conflict trying to get the office built with all the too many fans were going on Wednesday. Now all the fans are gone. So.
Well, I see you sitting back on your new backyard with your feet kicked up at the heater.
Yes, sir.
So you wasn't doing too much work on the new one. So yeah.
I had to wait, man. Had to let those fans try that ceiling.
And you can invite me to the open house. Don't invite the other guy because you scare your neighbors away.
And I'm still waiting for golf.
Yard and everything.
I'm missing. I see you on this golf course. I'm still waiting for that. My phone must not be getting your texts. There's something up.
And no, you just what it is you a married man now. You got to get permission a week ahead of time to get out and play.
No comment.
You know you you ain't running things yet. You know ain't running that yet. When you start running things, you let me know. You know when you can say, look, I get home when I get home. You let me know, okay?
All right, Reg. We'll talk to you later. You're gonna get in trouble.
Don't get in trouble, Reggie.
See you, Reg.
Have a great one. I'm back in motion with y'all now, fellas.
Beautiful. Thanks, Reg.
Yeah, right on, Reg.
All right, that's our guy, Reggie Sykes. We've had King of Trolls, we've had Nas, and we've had Decot tonight. So we've hit the trifecta this evening. We're going to quick ad read. We got to pay some sponsors, right? We got to have the sponsors here. So we'll go ahead and hit that real quick.
You've changed thousands of diapers, cut off hundreds of crusts, played hours of peekaboo and duck goose because you'd do anything for your kids. That's why it's so important to protect them with life insurance from State Farm. State Farm insurance agent Scott K. Nichols will help make it easy and affordable to help protect your family no matter what the future holds. Because for the people you do anything for, life insurance could mean everything. Call State Farm agent Scott K. Nichols in Indianapolis today at 317-243-3509. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
We also want to thank our sponsor, Maverick Custom Motorsports, where ideas are born, created, and dreams are... Let me try that again. Where ideas are created and dreams are born, specializes in custom motorcycles, boats, slingshots, Jeeps, and trucks, offering pickups, deliveries, and shipping worldwide. Check them out today, MavericksCustomMotorsports.com. Let them know Crossroads Sports sent you. John, I also can say that, hey, Jonathan Birdsong is on Threads, people. It took enough time, but JB is on Threads. How's that experience?
I'm on Threads. I'm on Threads, man. Every now and then I get the itch in me to put out a video or, you know what I'm saying? It's just Birdsong said before Threads, man. So if you're listening, you can follow the Threads. You can also follow Crossroads Sports on Threads and on Twitter. Crossroads Sports still on Twitter. Free Food Smith still on Twitter. Brandon Reed still on Twitter. We're still on Twitter. But we you know what I'm saying, we're doing our due diligence for all the social media, every social media, YouTube, and all parts of between, man. TikTok is coming, but
TikTok's coming. I can't wait, JB, our TikTok account, and see you just kind of going. I'll do the sports betting section of that. I can't wait whatsoever. John, do you want to do our invitation?
Yeah, we got him on line?
I believe so. Let me find out real quick and see who we got here. Let's see here, this number here. Crossroads Sports, who we got?
This dude's like
Jet Santiago.
Jetty Santiago. Brandon Reese, let me tell you something, man. I met Jetty Santiago, man, a couple of months ago, man. And he's an upcoming hip hop artist here in the city of Indianapolis.
Okay.
If anybody doesn't know him, now you do, man. But he's also a bit of a sports nut, man. Like me and him had some great sports debates, man, in my nephew's garage. That put in kind of context of like how me and him chop it up, man. But I wanted to bring him up to the show, man, because like I said, I want to bring him to the show, man, because like I said, man, me and him be chopping up on sports and comic books too, man. That's a whole nother, that'd be a whole nother show, man. Him start talking comics, but I wanted to bring him on the show, man, because he is an upcoming artist. He's pretty good. I mean, Brandon, for me to bring, he's probably 25 years my senior, and he's probably like 15 years your senior, man. So for a young guy to impress me with his music, like, dude, I had to come on here, man, and kind of talk about it. And we'll get I know everybody said, hey, man, we're not talking about me. We'll shift back here a little bit into the sports, man, because like I said, Jetty Santiago got some hot takes, Brandon. Like, Brandon, we're gonna be on. Once we shift into sports, you'll be like, wow.
Oh boy.
But without further ado, Crossroads Sports listening audience, Jetty Santiago, welcome to the show, man.
Thank you. Appreciate you for having me.
Jet, how did you start music? How did you start rap? I mean, he's more than a rapper. He's a hip hop artist. So like, how did you get started?
So actually, I had my start in sports. I was always doing music my whole life, but I was playing basketball and taking basketball serious, so I never even paid attention to the music until after I graduated from high school. Really, I started having back problems, and after high school, you get to college, you start wanting to expand more. So I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do in life, and I was there for acting already, but I still had a passion for music and creating. So that's what got me into music. I went to a concert, one of my favorite artists, J. Cole. I went to his concert, snuck into the pit at the pavilion, and just really being that close and seeing how he affected all the other people in the crowd really inspired me to chase my passion in music.
Okay. And I know you got a project out a couple projects out right now. So you on all the socials? Where can people go listen to this music?
Everywhere, Apple Music, Tidal, Spotify, YouTube. I'm on. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter at Jet Stay High, Facebook Jet Santiago. Yeah, I'm everywhere with it.
You on Threads
yet?
He's not on Threads yet.
Yeah, I'm on Threads.
Oh, he's on Threads. All right, here we go.
Yeah, I'm on Threads. It slowed down since the first week, but I'm still on there strong. I get a thread in a day.
Okay. It was a pain in the butt to get John on. It took him forever.
It takes me forever, man. I got to see what's going on. I can't put all your everybody's information is out there. You got to wait. You got
Twitter Junior
before you get. Yeah, you said Twitter clone for sure, man. For sure.
I said it's Twitter Junior.
Yes.
Twitter Junior. for sure. But like, no, man, I wanted to bring you on, man, to talk a little bit about your music. I'm glad, you know what I'm saying, we finally got to get to chop it up, man, because like I said, he does have a very strong opinion about sports. So Brandon, if I said LeBron James is a better dunker overall than Vince Carter, would you say I was crazy?
Ooh. No, I wouldn't think you're crazy saying that. I would have to hear. I'd have to hear the reasons. I don't think it's crazy. No.
Okay, Jet. This is actually a debate me and him just had this other day, man. He said LeBron James for me in the top 10.
Not even top 10.
I would say I didn't say what the top 10.
You said not. I said so. You have to. Did Vince Carter was the best? Because I said I don't think Vince Carter can catch Michael Jordan.
In-game dunker? I don't think it's a lot of people that. I don't think LeBron's a better in-game dunker than Blake Griffin.
I don't know, man. You have selective memory when it comes to your play.
No, I do.
You have selective memory when it comes to your.
See, I don't have a problem. He just folded. So this is my problem. I think he is very athletic. And I think he has one of the most highest verticals. I think he's dunked on a lot of people. But as far as dunk packages coming down, windmill and being flashy, like in-game dunks in dunk packages, I don't think
he's caught some bodies, though.
Like he has his signature dunk that everybody knows, where he's coming down, tomahawk to the right. Everybody knows what LeBron's gonna do on the fast break. Other than that, he might give you a reverse sometimes.
Interesting.
Okay. Interesting. 50 dunk in the game.
Paul George is not in this conversation. Not even before that he broke the ankle. Before he broke the bone in his leg.
No, I don't think he's in the top 10 game dunkers.
Where do you? Okay. As far as flashing this, okay. So where do you? Okay, all right. Yeah. I'm gonna switch gears. I'm gonna switch gears a little bit on you, man. Where do you rate Kobe? Where do you rate Kobe in your all top 5 list? This was a heated debate.
All time.
Where you got him? All
Be careful.
5.
Just don't tiptoe. Not in the top 6. Just don't tiptoe. He's got him in the top 6. But where you got LeBron at?
Top 7.
That's a tiptoe. Hey, I know people that don't have Kobe in the top 10. So, I mean, it's not out of the realm.
I would say those people need to get their eyes checked and do their history.
What are they forgetting? What are they forgetting? Because like Jet sees Kobe team without Shaq a little bit more dangerous than, or a little more lesser. So
they were lesser. They were better.
Kobe team without Shaq has had less talent than I want to say everybody in the top 10.
Wow. Wow.
His team
I might be able to get behind that. I might.
Everybody in the top 10. Magic had way more talent than Kobe had.
Okay.
Jordan had more talent.
I don't think Jordan did.
Rodman.
The first 3, no. The first 3 titles, no, he didn't.
Who?
Jordan.
You don't think Jordan had more than Paul Gasol and Anthony?
I think Paul Gasol's better.
He's talking about the first 3?
Yeah.
The first 3, man, I don't know. I'm going to go with the Bulls on that one. They had more talent.
Really? Okay.
LeBron definitely had more talent. I don't need to bring that one up.
Oh, man. Chris Bosh and Paul Gasol equal, man.
Yeah, but D-Wade was the 2, not Chris Bosh. Not Kevin Love.
Okay, man. Well, Kevin Love. Y'all love Kevin Love. Kevin Love had great stats in Minnesota. and I think he was the alpha for that. I can't remember what they did, the alpha player here, and then we got Cleveland, it was the third guy role. You know, I don't know.
Same with Chris Bosh. He was putting those numbers in Toronto. He came with LeBron, and then his third option power forwards, their numbers declined because like Joker. He wasn't all the way there.
John, have you brought him up? My hot take about Kevin Durant.
No, man, tell him, please share it with him.
Kevin Durant, well, I mean, it's not it's a hot take anymore, but Kevin Durant's never going to win another NBA title as long as he plays in his NBA. Ever. Never. He will never win another title.
I don't think he will either. I think he cursed himself.
Yep.
I don't think he will either. I honestly don't think. And I don't think this Phoenix. I don't think just throwing a whole bunch of stars together and good players together. I don't think that necessarily works all the time because I think the championship teams you need pieces, and they for sure don't have a bench. That was their problem last year. Like Devin Booker and Kevin Durant just trying to put up 40 a game for y'all to even have a chance at winning is not gonna work.
Hot take number 2. I think Greg Popovich is a better coach than Phil Jackson.
Definitely. Phil hasn't won without. He hasn't won without the top 10 players.
Absolutely. Popovich is built over 20 plus years.
Phil has not won without Kobe or Jordan.
Or Shaq.
He hasn't won without them. I think that was. That's why I kind of think people try to bring that against Jordan sometimes. Go, okay, he had a field. And I don't even like the Jordan-LeBron debate. I think it should still be Kobe-LeBron debate. I think that was propaganda, but we don't even need to go there. But yeah, I don't think Phil didn't win anything until he got with Jordan.
I got destroyed on Twitter for saying Popovich was better than Phil. I think I just had Laker fans coming at me, I think.
No, Pop's is definitely a better coach.
Well, we're going to tell you, make sure he follows you.
Right?
Didn't he go wild with that? How long did he go without a losing season?
Yeah. I don't know how many years it's been, but shoot. I mean, and he shows he's building a culture. Right. Phil never built a culture out in L.A. He just brought the triangle and they paid for the players. Yeah, Spurs may have paid for some, but they did a lot of building internally, too, and drafting internally.
Mm-hmm. Man, we just lost Chicago. We just lost the Chicago market. Y'all know that, right?
Probably LA too. They already pissed.
If you trying to sell some
I'm not
trying to sell some music.
He can get up there and sell some music. We can do it. Hey, I think here in my new house, I can smell the concert going on over at Rudolph right now with Snoop there. I didn't realize he was in town tonight.
Yeah, he is in town. He is in town.
So.
Oh yeah, Big Snoopy. Yeah, I think him and Wiz are down.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh wow, I'm surprised. I'm glad we got you on the phone while we got you, man. I heard around town that you got a video shoot tomorrow. Is this an open shoot or this is a closed shoot?
Yeah, it's an open shoot. It's an open shoot.
So what time are you shooting and like where are you shooting at?
So I got a video shoot tomorrow at Hot Boys. World famous Hot Boys. It's out in Fountain Square. It's a new chicken spot out in Fountain Square. And I'm going to be out there at 8 p.m. tomorrow shooting around 8 p.m. shooting. So they got a little dope size field with a whole bunch of LED lights and graffiti, different stuff.
I'm down there.
We need to get him Crossroads hat to wear for this shoot. That's what we need. Get some rep.
For sure.
Get some swag on him. Come on now.
Daddy, man, it's good. I will catch up with you. You already know, man. But please, man, before you get off this show of ours, man, just give all your socials again, man. Everybody go download. You got a new single out, y'all. I put it on the story.
Yeah, post it.
But I put some more music. I'll put some more music on the story, man. But Jen, please give all your socials, man. And everybody in 317, like I said, it's an open video shoot. My man Jetty's all about peace. He's all about Indianapolis. He's all about, I said he raps, He raps like it's like 1997, y'all. You know what I'm saying? But the beast is 2023, y'all. But Jetty, please give everybody your socials, man. Give everybody, you know, the spot where you're gonna be at this week. It'll be tomorrow.
Once again, my name is Jet Santiago. You can follow me on all social media platforms at Jet Stay High. My Facebook is Jet Santiago. You can find my music on Apple Music, Tidal, Spotify, YouTube, anywhere where you listen to music. I just released my new single, Money Mitch, paid in full, based off that. So that's what I'm going to be shooting tomorrow at Hot Boys, world famous Hot Boys out in Fountain Square tomorrow, 7, 8 p.m. Pull up if you're free. It's going to be a good time, good vibes.
Sounds good. Jet, thank you for joining us, my man. And anytime you want to debate or you want to test some hot takes, bring it on, my man. We'll do it. And we'll keep the conversation going.
I appreciate you for having me.
Appreciate it. Have a good one.
Yes, sir. LeBron top 8.
Oh, come on now.
Yeah, good.
I see it. All right. That's Jet Santiago. Follow him on Twitter at Jet Stay High. I just followed him. We'll get Crossroads to follow him here shortly. John, last thing I go before we go, we had a big show this evening. Big show, comeback show.
Big show.
We didn't really talk too much. You know, I guess we talked a little bit with everybody about the NFL running backs. You know, Saquon Jacobs didn't get no extensions. Jonathan Taylor tweeting, number one, if you're good enough, they'll find you. Number two, if you work hard enough, you'll succeed. If you succeed, number three, they'll boost the organization, and then it doesn't matter. You're a running back. That's some salty grapes there by JT. And you know, right, Nas has talked. I'm going to listen to that Dominique Foxworth. You know, I'm not really a big fan of Foxworth, but I'll listen to him. But they got to do something. And if it's you keep the franchise tag off of them or you exceed your contract expectations, you're worth it because that's what you are. You chew up a running back, you spit him out. And I sent you the picture the other day. If anybody knows about trying to sit out and try to maximize your worth, Le'Veon Bell, just apologize to all us Steeler fans because he pissed away $14.5 million per year because he wanted to sit out. And, yeah, so they be careful.
You know, in her side, man, Le'Veon Bell did not handle that situation properly. And I don't know, him and Saquon is a little bit uniquely different. I kind of see the organizations, right? Because running backs, it's like, man, this is it's a nice new shiny, you know what I'm saying, piece of offense, but like every year it takes the most hits.
Right.
So that's how the the organization assesses running backs. That's not fair because players like that and players like Saquon Barkley are, you know, they are large chunks of their offense. There's no way they aren't. You know what I'm saying? They're large chunks of their offense, and they are dynamic players. And to automatically pigeonhole them to say, hey man, you can only make this amount of money because of some, you know what I'm saying, some god awful bargains. You know what I'm saying? I definitely when everybody goes back to the collective bargain, when we go back to, like, you know what I'm saying, how contracts is negotiated, I guarantee it's going to come back up. I also guarantee about the Saquon is going to get. I guarantee the Saquon is going to play. There's no way Saquon is not going to play. It happened over $5 million is like quirky,
right?
Because Brandon, all different contracts aren't guaranteed, so you can get out of paying a wide receiver, you can get out of paying a quarterback, you can get out of paying a running back. So I don't know what the price is like. Was the guaranteed money? If you had to pay him up front, with like Barkley Giants being cheap, you don't have super dynamic. You know that. Daniel Jones not Tom Brady. Daniel Jones is not Peyton Manning. Daniel Jones is not anybody quarterback with anybody's name. And put the point, guess what? We can go to the Super Bowl. No, Daniel Jones is not that. So why are you paying attention to yourself way with your superstar player? And I get it, you're running back, but you're trying to put your foot down. But like, this is all New York Giants. My personal, like I said, if truth be told, they're having over $5 million. A money that if the wheels fall off on Saquon Barkley, you can cut him. If your area is not, and now guess what? I mean, it counts against your dead cap, but your fans don't care, and guess what? You really don't care because dead cap. What does that mean? You just gonna draft another running back? Who cares?
Yeah.
So pay in the meantime, between time, pay Saquon so that you don't look like fools and you don't make the player look like he's greedy. Because $10 million for a running back, come on. In this NBA market, they say Pittman, I'm going to put it, Pittman for the coach, can make between $18 to $21 million. Hey, man, he's a wide receiver. I get it. But Pittman ain't better as a player. He ain't better than Jonathan Taylor. He's not as a player, right? I'm just saying player for player. I know they play two different positions. I'm saying as a player for player, he's not better than Jonathan Taylor. So I'd have to get somebody like Jonathan Taylor or Saquon Barkley, but you got to also see it from the organization standpoint too. That's what I would see. But like the penny pitch, a star player when you know your other pieces of your offense aren't necessarily like who's their tight end in the New York Giants? Nobody knows. Right, so why are you penny pitching with Saquon Barkley? You know what I'm saying? Okay. That's kind of how I look at it. It's just he'll get out there though. That's what I believe.
Pat Fitzgerald was fired from Northwestern, who's had the longest tenure Big Ten coach. Got shit canned for some hazing. Now they've got he's got a lawsuit out there for it. So Northwestern fumbled the bag the entire way on this from beginning to end. They they kind of said, "Oh, we'll suspend it," and then they had some backlash. So they're like, "Oh, we're just gonna go ahead and terminate you." So that's gonna be interesting to see kind of how that plays out for Northwestern.
I don't know. The hazing doesn't pressure to win. Does that make right? Is that why you have a hazing? I don't know.
It always seems like but excited to hit college football a lot more coming up. I have a guy Tanner on. He'll be joining us once again. We do it every year. So college football's back. Live on Facebook or YouTube. Get this book. Barnes and Nobles everywhere. The Steel College Football Book 2023. The Bible football here. So go ahead and there's an ad for Steel. He did get a little shout out to him back. John, the last thing I got, Flory Bodega. He's in the 4 schools, Auburn, Kansas, and Michigan. Those schools for Bodega. I saw all these situations. Lost John. But Auburn, Bill Self, as well, Kansas, Auburn, Pearl. You've got Duke and Michigan, Juwan Howard out there for him. It's going to be interesting to see kind of where they go. And if IU still has a shot, I think IU's got a chance. Still, but we'll see. We got four schools, thoughts?
Man, IU better be concerned. That's all I can say. IU better be concerned.
Yep. So, all right, John, you want to wrap us and we'll go?
No, I mean, I know we have talked guests tonight, man, and a lot of people chimed in on the conversation. I know we missed a lot of IndyCar. And y'all, who just won? I know this is the Mid-Ohio was a couple weeks ago, so it's Toronto. For the folks, I know they kind of chimed in on that. Man, guess what? Alex Palou was still number one driver in IndyCar, man. Ain't nobody catching. But, Christian Lundgaard, he won this past week in Toronto, man. Shout out to Christian Lundgaard. He was last rookie of the year. He finally got one. Like I said, man, Alex Palou is probably going to win driver of the year in IndyCar. I know our Cincinnati Red fans, Brandon, we were getting in trouble, man. We don't talk about the Reds.
We've won 2 in a row. We're back. We're back.
Yeah. They're back, man, but Dela Cruz and Johnson India are both in the doghouses, man. I do a funk, man. Hopefully they those sluggers can get their basketball back going as well. And get this. You got me to believe in being the big red machine. Yeah, you can Cincinnati Reds get back to the real way, man. It's a feel good, even though the Cincinnati and we're in now, man. It feels good because we're kind of caught in the middle as well. The Cubbies put up 17 night before last, man. That was crazy. That was a crazy game. If they had put up 17, it was like 17-3 game. So like, nah, man. I know we kind of glazed over baseball, but I want to mention, because I know we have listeners, people chime me all the time on Twitter about because we ain't talking about the Cubs, we ain't talking about Reds, but yeah, the Reds are back winning, and the Cubs are getting the back. Shohei and Tony, man, I don't think they traded, man. I don't know. I mean, I get they have to trade him, man. With Los Angeles have to trade him, man. But my dude, that dude he's something special, man. From a franchise, man, like I'd rather live. I'll be honest with you, if I was a fan of that team, I'd rather see him walk than get traded, man. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather see him walk like that. He pitches great. He hits great, man. Like, dude, if you can't put together a good team, I get it, man. Don't trade it. You know what I mean? But other than that, man, I think we had a great show tonight, man. Thanks to Jay Santiago for calling in, man. I'm gonna be down there. I'm gonna try to make it next tomorrow to the video shoot. Thanks D. Kyle for calling in. Thanks Red for calling in, man. And thanks Nash for calling in. We talked to the NFL, we talked to the NBA, we talked college football, man. We probably gonna talk a whole lot for next year. Until that time, man, thanks everybody for listening.
Thanks